Alright guys, welcome back. Got my pappy here.
Hello everybody.
Working on a small block. We got the old cam bearings out, and now we're going to put the new cam bearings in. It's all cleaned up, ready to go. We didn't record any of that. But you can see all the cam bearings are out, and we're going to put the new ones in and show you how we do it. So, I guess we'll get at it. Okay, well sorry if you can't see my face, but I want you to have a good angle on what we're doing. So we have our bearing installer. Pretty basic, fancy stuff. I got it at Baxter Auto Parts Performance Tool. I don't know, right around 80 bucks I think. Retail. I'm an employee, so I get discounts, so I can't tell you how much that is, because then you just get jealous. But we'll start there. I'll explain how this works. So when you open up your box of new cam bearings, most boxes anyways, but there's little numbers here, and each bearing has its own number on it, or different numbers, and then it tells you what position in the block they go, which is right here. So like it says for number 1, which would be the very forward bearing, is SH290, and that's in here somewhere, it's stamped, but the bearing I have in my hand is number 5, which is the back bearing, which is the bearing you want to install first. It says SH288, and if you look, there's little stampings on there, and it says SH288. So there's that. And then there's oiling holes in all of them, obviously. The forward bearing actually has 2 oiling holes in it, but there's oiling holes in the bearing, there's oiling holes in the block, obviously. So this back bearing, the oiling hole is in the 12 o'clock position. The engine's upside down right now, so it's in our 6 o'clock position. But if you look down in there, there's an oiling hole. When you're looking at your own engine, you'll understand. So what I did, so I don't have to mess around with it and try to make sure I get this hole lined up, I took a paint pen, and exactly 180 degrees from the oiling hole, I put a mark so I can see it here and put it in. Makes my life a lot easier. So from there, and we'll want this line facing up, which would be the 6 o'clock position if the engine was rotated the correct way. So you take your install tool and there's different adapters for different size bearings. Sorry. These are what fits this. Beautiful, gorgeous. And now I gotta get this out.
The kit comes with several different sizes for different motors.
I can kind of see you. So, I'm going to take my install tool and feed it on back in here. And you don't want anything on the bearings, you want them dry. And I want it to come through because that's what it needs to do.
Hold up, ready to cut.
Yeah, it's definitely not stable. Alright, so bearing all the way up forward. Where's the pliers? Yeah, some pliers over it. What we got this? It's not easy to rotate on there. There we go. Nope, don't remove it. So what he's doing for reference is this is split like this, and so it's on there, and he's lining the oiling hole up with this so that way he has something to work off. So that way he can go 180 degrees from that. Make sure that this one on the other side, we have the paint mark, so we don't really need it. He's just being anal. So we have this also as well to go off of. See it?
No.
Yeah.
It's turning now. It's off, so you're allowed to turn it.
So you can see what he's doing. So it makes a little bit more sense. Those big old fat hands in the way.
How's that
But-
looking? It's off still, isn't it?
See the groove, and then the oiling hole, and you're not gonna get it perfect, Dad. Do need it all the way on though. Sorry for that. Just trying to adjust the camera here.
There you
Beautiful. You on the gym? Yeah. What are you doing with my boots?
They don't belong in my house anymore if you don't need
I
them
have.
every day.
I do need them.
You're not gonna wear those every day?
No, I can't. They're not sealed though.
So you're gonna wear them every day?
Those, yeah, until I buy new ones.
You should wash the dirt off of them.
Get out of my area.
Emma didn't want to go to bed yet. She's watching Tangled with Friends, so just in 30 minutes later now. He was ready.
Oh, you already tightened it, Dad?
No, just by hand.
Did you hear me?
30 minutes, go lay me down. Got it. You can see how much it's off. Boom.
Camera's there.
Yeah, I just don't know how far I need to go. This is the part that makes me nervous.
Not even going.
No rubber mallet.
Hold up. Looking like it's pretty flush with the block. See it?
Yep.
One way to find it.
Okay, so we got the back number 5 cam bearing in. Down in there. Nice and pretty and new. Holes down at the, well, 6 o'clock, but when the engine's up right, 12 o'clock, obviously. I've said that a million times. So we're going to put the next bearings in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give me number 4, Pappy. And these ones go in opposite. So you want the oiling hole in the cam bearing to line up with the oiling hole in the main journal here. And he's finding the correct one for me.
87.
Number 4 is 287.
87.
Perfect.
Make sure that says 287 on it.
Yep, you're blind. Old. Yep, 287. So, right bearing for the right hole. But like I said, this oiling hole now, instead of down facing down like this one, it faces up
To match this oiling
to
hole.
match that oiling hole. And back to putting a bearing in. Pretty exciting stuff. Not really. But we're that much closer now to getting this thing assembled, because it needs to be assembled so we can put it in something and blow it up. What? I'm just kidding. We don't want to blow it up. It's a lie. something so we tighten it. I don't think it'll fit those in
No.
the vice grip will though. Or the pin. Yeah. Okay. Alright. We can do. I like it. You like it? Here, and I'll pull it down.
I like it.
Hold it there, Dad. So you can see we had to slip the bearing in there. Put it in. It's on the tool now. And the oiling hole is up, facing up this direction. If you can see that. Not sure if you can see it, but it's there. That's the way it's supposed to be. And now I take my hammer and I tap a tap.
Yeah, you do.
I know. You like that?
Yeah.
I can.
So it's there to me.
A little more. Not quite center with it. A little more. Yeah. And I can't show you that because you won't be able to see it with the camera. But beautiful. That's all you need to know.
Beautiful as that.
Yeah, but I want to clean this off real quick.
3 is also 287. 7, 24. So far, it's actually been in line in the box.
Okay.
Number 4, I pulled out number 4 slot. And 3, I pulled out
Nice.
2 slot.
Oh yeah, when you're driving these, you want to make this alignment cone is lined up so it drives the bearing in straight. You don't want to drive the bearing in crooked. That'd be very bad. Got that?
Yep.
You like that? A little more.
See, I don't like this kind
That's fine, man. Let's see it close. Perfect. About the world. Okay, so I didn't show this on the video, but you put the block down here on a board because for the number 1 cam bearing, you got to go in through the backside so you can use the alignment, because if you come out here you can't use a little alignment cone and then you could drive your bearing in crooked. So it makes it easier with no engine stand and everything else. And I don't have a bench, so it gets to go on the floor on this board. So you slide the cam bearing install tool in without gnarling up the bearings. And you could have left that on through there. Put it all together like this. Pretty simple. Any genius can figure it out. And then we'll proceed to put the forward cam bearing, the number 1 cam bearing in from the backside. Pretty easy. I just wanted to get that in there. And then I forgot to touch on, and my dad reminded me, the reason the bearings are numbered differently and they go to in a certain spot is the bore size of the cam journals. So they are different sized, and so the bearings are made to fit. So that's the whole reasoning for that, and I forgot to mention that, and he reminded me, so I'm reminding you guys now that there is a reason they are numbered, so don't just throw them in and hope for the best.